Hello, this is Faith at Faith and Books. I tried to do a video yesterday. I was sitting outside. It was the unexpectedly homeschooling thing, and every time the wind blew, you couldn't hear my voice. So it didn't work out. And then I never had a chance to redo it because it just got so busy. I just didn't have a chance. And then I was too tired. So I didn't get that up. But what I did do is I finished reading 8 Cousins. And so I thought I'd do a quick review of that. So this is for the whole, reading project of, what do they call it? They don't call it a reading project, but it's a year with Louisa May. And so 8 Cousins, I thought that I hadn't read it before. I thought I'd only read Little Women in that series, but there were parts of this book that seemed super familiar to me. So maybe a long time ago I read it, or maybe I read portions of it, but some of it was familiar. So I must have had some sort of encounter with it before. But anyway, it was a nice change of pace for me because last week even though I was reading just middle grade books, they were all kind of grim, about the potato famine and World War II. And so this was a nice change of pace because it was much lighter, very cozy feeling. But it's about a girl named Rose who is an orphan. Her mother had died when she was young, and her father passes away. And I think she's just 12 or so. I think she turns 13 in the book. Anyway, so her father was estranged from the family, but she winds up going to live with these aunts. She's got all these aunts, and they live in this house do they all live in the same house? They all live in the same area at least, and some live in the same house, and they call it Ant Hill. And she has 7 boy cousins from these various aunts. The nicest aunt is Aunt Jessie. And then Aunt Peace and Aunt Plenty are also very nice. So Rose comes to know her family, her extended family that she hadn't known before. And she's under the care of her father's brother, Uncle Alec. And Uncle Alec is a doctor. He was a ship's doctor. Because the whole family is from a sailing family. They've been sailors and, seamen for generations. And they're Scottish. They're of Scottish descent. And they're very much attached to their Scottish ancestry. And anyway, so it's just a charming story of her kind of coming out of her shell. She's been treated as an invalid, and she's been lived a very sort of narrow, protected life. And now she's coming sort of into her own and blossoming as she meets her 7 rather rowdy cousins and gets to know them better, and she comes under the care of her Uncle Alec, and she gets to know him. And it's a very lovely story with lots of, with Louisa May Alcott, she's always pushing a certain sort of pedagogy, just these educational ideas. And a lot of them I agree with, and some of them seem a little dated, but Uncle Alec is a doctor, so he won't let her drink coffee. He wants her to drink new milk, which I think we call raw milk now. He thinks that's healthy. He wants her to eat nice whole bread. One thing that was charming is he sort of really values housekeeping, the art of keeping a home. And he wants Rose to learn those skills. So she learns to bake bread, she learns to keep a house clean, and that sort of thing. And she becomes friends with the servant girl, Phoebe, and that's a nice story too. It's sort of Louisa May Alcott's attitude toward the poor, or the lower class, who should be given opportunities as well. Can you hear that noise? That is my dishwasher. My dishwasher is incredibly loud. So I don't know if you can hear that in the video or not. Anyway, it's a charming story. It's got the same, sort of moralizing tone that Louisa May Alcott is sort of her trademark. And that can be to me, it gets a little bit tiresome. So I like having a break between reading her books because I do enjoy her books to a certain extent, but they also are a little bit cloying or something too, and so I can't take them too many all together right in a row. So it's nice to have a little break. Um, she also does seem to, it's very dated in the way it refers to the Chinese immigrants. There's a sort of a Chinese worker who works for one of her uncles named Fun Si, and she sort of mocks him, and she has a very dated way of talking about him. So there is that. But mostly it's a really charming, old-fashioned story about a young girl and her adventures, and a nice light read. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to reading Rose and Bloom at the end of this month. So that's my review, and I hope you're all well. So take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.